one way or another. Yeah, you seem like a nice kid, 14FC. I hope you make it. Don't get lost down there in the Marrow.
I'll try. What's in the package?
2 rules, kid. Don't miss a delivery, and don't ask what's in the package.
There are plenty of indie games that are deserving of a lot of attention these days, but only a select few will be worth your money. Well, here's one such game, Cloudpunk, a PC adventure game that was released on 2020 on the Steam. I'll share with you the overall plot, then we'll get to what works, what doesn't work, and the verdict. The story takes place in Novalis, a city filled with androids, humans, cyborgs, and AIs, all under the false impression of equality, when there's actually a distinct division between the wealthy and the poor. In a city riddled with crime and conspiracy, our hero isn't a private detective or ex-soldier. She is a courier driver. You play as Rania, a young woman who works for a sketchy delivery service called Cloudpunk. All you know about Cloudpunk is that the company operates outside of the law and services a variety of clientele, including the ones who are dangerous. There are several aspects of the gameplay. Primarily, you operate a Hova and drive all over the city, picking up packages, delivering it to anyone or anywhere, and escorting clients to different locations. When you're not driving, you control Rania and have her traverse through the city on foot, collecting items, buying refreshments or drugs, or talking to a select few. And lastly, this is a story-driven game. While there are no dialogue trees, you are presented with only 2 narrative choices. It won't hurt your place in the story, but it will affect other people. On that note, you'll be assigned to complete side missions from non-clients, but you'll be paid all the same. What works about the game are the characters, starting with the main protagonist. Rania is just like any other relatable hero we grow to love. She struggles to provide for herself and those she cares about. She left the safety of her home in the Eastern Peninsula. She's trying to keep her head down and get through the night. She doesn't have a gun or any form of protection. But, based on how you play, she will break the rules of Cloudpunk when she feels like her job will ultimately hurt someone. She's realistic but compassionate. She's witty but can be blunt. Her vulnerability feels very real. Rania will make it clear when she's frustrated or grieving or angry or tired. One way or another, you will root for her. Camus is Rania's dog turned AI companion. His conscious was uploaded into Rania's Hova, so he acts as her secretary of sorts, or search engine. He's also one of Rania's reasons for moving to Novalis. He behaves exactly what every dog owner would expect. Curious, naive, sensitive, loyal, and protective. But at his most interesting moment, Camus will be philosophical about his new existence as an AI, while still yearning for a dog body. He acts as Rania's conscious in terms of logic and ethics. He can't help you decide what to do. He can only warn you about the possible outcome. Next is Control. He's Rania's boss. He's also the first person who gives Rania the basic rules and the warning that most new drivers don't make it through the first night. He knows Rania is expandable and that she's basically swimming in a fishbowl. But in spite of that, Control cares for Rania. He tries to give her genuine advice. He pretends not to notice her mistakes that would otherwise land her in a lot of trouble. And as the story goes on, Control will be more open about his past. He's one of the few people Rania will call a friend. The rest of the characters have diverse personalities and backstories. Some are tragic, some are funny, some are terrifying, and some are just plain ominous. And then there's the kind of people that you would run into in a busy city like this one. Now, the second thing that works is gameplay. All you're doing is driving and walking all over the place. It's a refresher if you're not someone who's into shooting their way out of a problem. And the scenery is beautiful. You never get sick of staring at the neon lights and skyscrapers. Basically, it's your average Blade Runner kind of setting. And who doesn't want a pixelated game? The third and final aspect of the game that works is the world building. The androids are actually treated as citizens. It's great for sci-fi fans who are tired of the endless non-humans are oppressed storylines. And it's established that species does not matter when it comes to class division. So, and now we move on to what doesn't work. Most of the side quests that don't have anything to do with the delivery quests are not marked on the map. It can definitely be frustrating at times because you will find yourself wanting to help someone else after you make your delivery. It's also difficult to drive the hover when you're using keyboards. Even when you are using a controller, it's still very difficult to fully control at times. There's no sensitivity bar to adjust, so you're basically on your own. And now it all comes down to the verdict. I would rate this a must-buy. It's only $19.99 on the Steam, and it will be available to the console on October 15th. Do you see yourself playing Cloudpunk? Have you already played it? Let me know your thoughts on the comment section below. And if you like what you see and you want more indie game reviews, please like and subscribe.